You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Pretty Little Liars After Show.
Woo! Hello. Bing is for doing, and we are doing another after show for Pretty Little Liars. My name is Kellie, and I am joined here by
Stephanie. It's great to be here talking about Pretty Little Liars.
Yes, and we are at season 3, episode 4, and this is called Birds of a Feather. So we are actually new to this podcast, but we are huge Pretty Little Liars fans. But I just want to go on the record and say I am a new Pretty Little Liars fan. I got into it last season, so I'm trying to catch myself up and know everything that's going on, because I know they make references to past seasons and all of that, and the details get pretty interesting, and I know that's a big part of the show. So we're going to do our best to go through and make sure that we break it all down the right way, because I know you guys are some hardcore fans. So if you can, help us out. Let us know what we're missing, and, go to iTunes and, check out the podcast and let us know if there's anything that you'd like to talk about, or you can give us a call here and join in the conversation.
Yeah, or you can tweet us as well.
Yes, tweet us at AfterBuzz TV.
Yes, I'm trying to say the same thing at the same time. There you go.
Great minds think alike.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get right into this. So Jenna can see.
Yes.
Jenna can see. So we all know, I think there was kind of, it was a little suspect in the past few episodes that they thought maybe she could see. And then even in the last episode, I like that Aria made a reference. It's like, is it just me, or is she blinder than she was before?
Right, exactly. There's all these great little clues leading into this, and you knew that this is where it was going, that she can see, and that's gonna kind of reopen that who's what's going on, who's torturing us now kind of thing going.
Right. So now all the girls, now that they found out, and they cornered Jenna in the last episode, she's claiming that she was being, tortured, and somebody was harassing her. She was really scared. So she was pretending to still be blind to protect herself. I don't know how much I really believe that.
No, I feel like we have a lot of stories going on to protect people, and nothing's kind of coming out the truth at this point.
Right.
I'm questioning everything that's going on right now, because I feel like we have a lot of people who have their own agendas going.
Oh, absolutely. And, Mona went nuts. So, when Kayla went to go see her, which we'll get into later. But so now the girls are focusing on trying to figure out who the Black Swan is. And they're all thinking that it's Melissa. All of a sudden she's back to her size 2 weight. She's the perfect fit. She's got something to hide.
Yeah.
Because they find out that she wasn't, she didn't lose her baby when they all thought she did.
Right. And so they go to her apartment and search out, I believe they said, a fake baby bump, which made me laugh. I was like, oh, okay, good. A fake baby bump. And are looking for clues to see if, in fact, she is that Black Swan.
Absolutely. So they have no patience. And, Melissa's supposed to... So Spencer sets this up where Melissa will be leaving her apartment to go meet her at what looks like kind of like a movie theater or shopping center somewhere in Philadelphia.
Right.
So that's where they went, right? Mm-hmm. That's where her apartment is?
Yes.
So they're getting anxious. So they decide to go in before they get the text from Spencer saying that, the coast is clear, go inside. So they're in searching everything. And then all of a sudden, Melissa forgets her wallet. wallet, comes back and almost catches them in the closet.
And in such a Pretty Little Liars fashion with the like cool camera angle outside the closet, and you're like watching, you're just like, oh, what's gonna happen? Kind of on the edge of your seat. At least I was, for sure. I was like, is she gonna catch them? Because how do you explain that?
She comes so close moving the clothes, and she's very, she has a very type A personality. Everything's in its order. She notices that Emily left one of the books out of place, that she looks at it, puts it back. So she kind of has a feeling that something isn't quite right, but kind of brushes it off, and she's going through the closet.
Right.
And, it gets to that point where it's like so close. One more, dress moved and they would have been busted.
Yeah, and I loved the look on Lucy Hale Aria's face, just like, what is going to happen, kind of being that like viewer with us, like, oh no, and it's so fun to see.
So she gets her wallet, she leaves, the girls come out, and they think they hadn't found anything, and when Emily goes to hang up some clothes that have fallen, they discover the bag from the costume store.
Yes.
So, and then again, in a dramatic fashion, they, unzip the bag to see what's inside, and it's empty. But
the thing at the very bottom of the bag, you have to wait for it. Those two, I believe it's two little feathers at the bottom. And that's the thing that makes it all clear. Black Swan, Melissa, one in the same.
Exactly. So we find out, yes, Melissa was the Black Swan. That's right. So, and again, Spencer's shocked. She she didn't really want to believe that her sister could, be evil or do something like that. So.
Yeah. And, she seems genuinely kind of surprised by it, even though all of the people around her are not so shocked by it at all.
Right.
We've been seeing this for the last couple episodes, that this is definitely kind of questioning Melissa and what's going on. And then she goes and confronts her sister, and that's kind of when her world explodes, I feel like.
Yeah.
And so we see her go to her sister, and her sister kind of gives this interesting explanation that she was blackmailed, and like she would never do that, but like she was blackmailed, so she had to put on the costume, and she didn't know who was blackmailing her, but she assumed it was Mona because Mona's now been locked away, obviously. And I still am not, I'm not sure what exactly her motivation was for being the Black Swan. I'm not sure I totally believe the blackmail.
I don't know if I do either, because it's interesting because she says that she had to lie about the pregnancy because she just couldn't stand any more scrutiny from the town. Right. Because, we find out that she actually lost her baby when she found Ian's body, which was a, long time ago.
Yeah.
So she was really, she was pretending to be pregnant for a really long time. So and I don't know. Obviously, there's something not right in her mind for her to go to those links, because, they already knew, about everything that, that Ian was involved in, all of that. And, I guess I can kind of get how maybe she doesn't want any more attention drawn to the loss of her baby and everything was happening, maybe.
Right. I kind of understand, like, the privacy argument there, like, that you want to live your life and not, have the town be judging your every move. But I don't know what would take you from, I want privacy, all the way to kind of 180 degrees from that to, like,
right,
kind of becoming the person.
Couldn't she just go to her apartment in Philadelphia, like away from the town, and go take care of her business? You know what I mean? Like, just stay away for a little while. Go and just, you needed to mourn. Things happen. Stay away for a while. You don't need.
Yeah,
exactly. So I don't know.
Surround yourself with family. Obviously Spencer wants to support her. So
right.
Like, if you feel like that's something, yeah.
Well, and I feel too that there's obviously something sketchy if her parents hired a PI to spy on her.
That was the thing where I was just like, wow, like, they must know something is not quite right with her. Because
exactly.
I can imagine, like, my own parents, like, hiring a PI, like,
yeah,
what would be, yeah. So, you got to be doing some sketchy stuff.
So they're, so I'm not fully 100% buying that story. I don't know. But then we also find out that that's the reason behind Spencer's mother defending Garrett.
Yes.
Because he knows about the fake pregnancy, and the public defender was going to enlist the PI as a defense witness. So he would have brought up the stuff about this fake pregnancy and kind of wanting to defer attention to Melissa and take it off Garrett, that there could be other people involved, and they didn't, they claim that, she's innocent of the murder, but they don't want any kind of negativity going toward her to even imply that she's guilty of anything.
Yeah, I mean, they're really, both her mother and Spencer really want to protect her. I mean, that's what you're seeing. Melissa has kind of this, wall of protection that is going to be interesting to see in the next episodes. Kind of, we'll get more into this, I'm sure, in predictions, but how that plays out. Like, eventually, it's going to, everyone's going to find out, I assume. That would be my guess, that, like, it's all going to come out.
And then after she tells the story, she's like, I have to go lay down. I need to go upstairs.
She seems like such a diva.
It's just, it just seems like she doesn't want to talk too much because she doesn't want to trip herself up.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. Maybe I'm
I mean, she doesn't want to make herself a web of lies.
Right.
For sure.
Right. Because, once you get started, it's hard to remember all the different ones.
Yeah, exactly. And you can easily become, confused. And she doesn't seem like she wants to keep very much like, this is my little story. Don't verge away from it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then, and now it goes back into, Spencer having to protect her family because her mother tells her, you can't tell anybody, like it or not, this is your family. So again, we get back into a situation where the girls tend to each kind of keep certain things from each other. So I wonder if she's going to go back and actually tell everyone else, kind of what happened in this whole situation. Because obviously they all know she's the Black Swan, but they don't really know the backstory yet at this point.
No, exactly. And that might be, you're absolutely right, something that she keeps from the other girls. And then you have Jason, who that's like its own ball of wax right there. So he, is very upset that Spencer's mom is defending
Garrett.
I was like, wait, I knew that name. Garrett. Sorry. And very upset that she's defending Garrett. And so it's kind of interesting to see him and how he relates to Spencer now that this is happening.
Right. Yeah. And then, we see, as the story kind of unfolds and we get back to Jason and Spencer, Spencer is worried about Jason. That's her brother. And she, out of, that family, she's the only one that actually tries to make an effort to accept him, considering the reason, behind that whole situation. Yeah. So she goes to him to talk to him about this reward because he's, put up flyers everywhere that he wants to offer a $50,000 reward for anyone that knows the whereabouts of Allison's remains. So obviously this kind of freaks her out. And I think, part of her is trying to kind of see if he's okay. Another part is, stop it because you'll find the pictures of us.
Yes.
A is going to show you the pictures of us at the grave. You're going to think it's me. We're going to go to prison. That's enough. Just stop. So it's like half, she's half protecting herself. And I think a part of her is genuinely kind of concerned about him because that's her brother.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That you kind of saw that in those final scenes where, she's kind of is really concerned about what's going to happen to him and how it all kind of plays out.
Yeah, and then, as it goes, he's, he says he can tell when people are lying and, and then he asks her, can you? And she's like, what does that mean? Yeah. And he seems to think that her mother has an ulterior motive for defending Garrett, which we know to be true.
Yeah.
That we find out later that actually is true. But, Jason kind of suspects there's something else going on there, that it's not really that she wants this man to have a fair trial. She's trying to protect somebody. And he's not happy about it.
Yeah, and he's, as we said, spot on. But it's going to be interesting to see how long and how he discovers
exactly
what's going on with Melissa and all of this, because I don't think he has that. I don't think he has all the puzzle pieces in front of him yet.
No, but then it's interesting because he runs into Spencer as she's kind of trying to clear her head, walking down the street. He's sitting outside. They have this little chat, and he tells her that he is withdrawing the reward, that he's gotten over 200 calls from them accusing everybody from Obama to her, actually.
I know, which
I think is kind of, a little passive aggressive thing that he threw in there. So I'm wondering where that goes because he says, I figure it's all lies. It's too much for me to handle. I'm withdrawing the reward. But then as she leaves, he takes a call and then he's writing a $50,000 check out to cash and he's going to meet somebody. So he obviously is not withdrawing the reward. Yeah. But, I think that maybe a little underhanded thing is maybe he does know that there's something, that she's involved somehow.
I know. it made me like kind of cringe a little. I don't know if anyone else had that reaction. I was like, does he have more information than we do?
Right.
Like, what's going on? And I was dying to know who that check was going to. I was just like, cash? No, it can't be cash.
I know. I don't know. And then, as she's walking back, down the street or toward her home or wherever she's going, she runs into the detective. And, he makes a comment, how far is it to the lake house? And she's, like, why? Oh, just curious. But it kind of implies, at least to me, that he was the one going to meet Jason.
Yeah.
So, because I think he's the one, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong, that was kind of like a sketchy officer detective in the first place. Like when Hanna had gotten into trouble and things before.
I think so as well. I had that moment too, but I just wanted to like see them in the car together, see them together. Absolutely. Because it just felt like I wanted the answer. Like, I'm impatient when it comes to this stuff, I'm sure. Other Pretty Little Liars fans can relate. I just want the answers, and it always takes.
I know. And maybe that's too easy because I know how this show kind of goes, and they make you think one thing, and then it kind of turns around to something else. So maybe that's a little too obvious. So maybe it, won't necessarily be them.
I'm excited to see, for sure.
I know. I am too. And it's just going to be, like, really interesting because now all of a sudden this officer is back into play, and, it's just...
Yeah, we definitely haven't seen that for a minute, so it'll be good to have that back.
Can we talk about for a second that these girls' wardrobe? I love it.
Dying.
I love it. When they were in Melissa's apartment talking about how she purchased $900 Chloe boots from Saks, I bet you could find Chloe boots a little bit cheaper on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I think you could too.
A little cheaper than $900 probably. So if you like to do a lot of online shopping and collect a bunch of amazing shoes like I do, then you can go to AfterBuzzTV.com and you can shop on Amazon direct from our site, which is amazing. It's just one extra click and you are helping us here. We get a little kickback. It doesn't cost you anything extra other than another click of your mouse, and you can do all your online shopping, get past seasons of Pretty Little Liars so you can catch yourself up or just kind of indulge.
Yes, exactly.
And, I loved Aria's like pink flower earrings. I thought they were so cute.
I love Aria's wardrobe.
Yes.
Overall. Every time I'm just like, oh, she hits it out of the park. She's so good. It's so cute and just perfect.
Yes, it's super cute. My my roommate is like a huge Pretty Little Liars fan and actually bought one of the dresses Aria wore in an episode.
Oh, wow. Okay, she took it to a new level.
Yes, she did. Yes. And I think she found it on Amazon.com. So please.
Yeah.
AfterBuzzTV.com. Click on our Amazon banner and help us out so we can continue to do these great shows. Yay. Okay, so then all this Jason and reward stuff and poor Allie's body and all of that, and these girls are finding little bits and pieces from her coffin and they're stressed out about that. And then we have Emily. Emily's having a really hard time with losing Maya. And, just not wanting to be the victim. She doesn't want people feeling sorry for her.
Yeah, I mean, she's continually this strong character and holds it all together. And you're seeing that again with this Maya stuff. But it's interesting because there's these small indications, like in tonight's episode, that when Nate, who is Maya's cousin, comes to town, he gives her a T-shirt that is like a reminder of her first date with Maya, and you actually see on her face like she's still extremely emotional about it, but just tries to put up this like front of being okay.
Yeah, and let's talk about Nate. I don't know how I feel about this character, Nate. I don't know how genuine I believe that he is. I don't know.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I kind of do. I don't know. It's either he's really trying to hit on Emily, maybe his stories are true. I don't really know. I just get a weird vibe from it, especially with the whole parents thing. Because when she gets the T-shirt, she had told him that she had emailed Maya's parents and hadn't got a response. And he said they've been kind of out of it. It's just too hard for them. And that was one of the reasons why he's there, that he's giving her a package that was for Emily but was delivered to her parents' house.
Yeah, that was definitely like a big red flag to me, like, because at first I was like, oh, he's sweet, he's coming in and it's okay, and then with every kind of passing scene with him, I got more and more of those red flags, and there's definitely something weird. Like, he was like, Maya was so lucky to have you and all of these things. And it's like, are you hitting on your cousin's ex-girlfriend? Like, what's going on here? Or are you like trying to get some secret from her because he's like, I'm going to leave town because I wanted to just spend time with Maya. But now that she's not here, I don't know if I want to be here anymore. Like, there's something that he's trying to get, I think, about Maya. That's at least the way I took it.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's just so weird because although the gift was, was nice and it was actually, from their first date, this T-shirt, but the note wasn't, it was typed and not handwritten, and it was delivered to her parents' house. Why wouldn't it have been delivered to Emily?
Yeah.
Like, that just seemed kind of strange. So I'm wondering, like, did that really come from Maya? Where did it come from?
And how did he know what the first date was if it didn't come from Maya? Like, how did he have that information? Like, was he spying on them? I have so many questions.
I know. Me too. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, tell us what you think about Nate. Do you trust this new character or not? Please go to iTunes, download the Pretty Little Liars podcast, rate and leave a comment. Let us know what you think about this new character, Nate, because I am really not sure if I'm digging him or not.
No, I want like a guy to come in who's like genuinely like a good guy. I mean, like, we have, I guess, Aria and Ezra, like, he's a good guy to her, but like, I want someone else to come in and be like that supportive guy. I don't know. And I feel like every time I start questioning all the guys on the show.
I know. And Emily kind of needs that. She needs that supportive person because, I mean, she has the girls, but she tends to try to, as you said, she's a strong character and tends to try to keep something in. So, I mean, at first when, we see this character, I thought, that's great. She has somebody that she can actually talk to that knew Maya in a different way, that they can kind of bond. She can help her heal and, all of that. And then he starts doing all of this sketchy stuff.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. But, again, guys, please go to iTunes. Tell us what you think. And also, right now, Apple has a brand new podcast app that you can download for free. And it organizes all of your podcasts for you that you are subscribed to. Right now, it's only available for Apple products. But, they are really promoting AfterBuzz on it. So it's really great. So you can go download that app for free and then subscribe to all your favorite AfterBuzz TV podcasts like Pretty Little Liars or any of the amazing shows we do here. And make sure to rate and comment and let us know what you think about the shows.
Yeah, I love the new app. It's great.
Yeah, I know. I do it on my iPad, download all my stuff because unfortunately I have an Android phone.
Oh, see, yeah, I got the iPhone, so I've been doing it on the iPhone, but iPad's the way to go too.
Yes, I love it. I love it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this whole Nate character. I don't know. I just, and then the letter that he said, because Emily asked for the parents' address.
Yeah.
And he's like, I forgot it in my car, but he can't go get it.
Yeah, and then it was a little weird that he took the letter. I was like, are you going to read this letter? Like, what's happening?
Yeah, he's like, I'll fill it in for you. I'm going to mail them a package tomorrow anyway. Really?
Yeah, what are you sending them? Like, why do you... Okay.
And she's just, so she just, trusts him and all that. So hopefully, maybe,
It's always interesting with her. I feel like she's very skeptical and then also very naive and very trusting. So she's got this weird, like, some people she's like, what are you doing? And then other people it's like, oh yeah, I'll totally hand over my life to you. And you're like, wait, I don't understand. Like,
so we'll kind of see how, all of this plays out with this whole scenario. But I really, I hope it's genuine. And, a lot of people still aren't really 100%, sure that Maya's even dead. So, that's a whole interesting thing too. What if he knows where Maya is or has Maya somewhere and maybe that's how he's getting all this information?
That's a good, I hadn't thought of that.
Because we still haven't seen, because even when they talk about the funeral, it was a private funeral, family only. It was really small. It was really this. It was really that. So what if there's like a bigger kind of thing going on?
It's really true.
So, because we haven't seen a body. We haven't seen like anything other than the end of last season when they find out that it, was possibly her. Yeah. But I don't remember if there was ever like an actual identification.
I don't think so. I feel like we all just assumed it because that's kind of what we've been told as audience members. Yeah. But knowing Pretty Little Liars, it could come back around to haunt us.
Yeah, so that could be a really cool twist. So we'll see what happens with that. And then Aria. Cute little Aria, worried about her mom.
Such a cute little storyline. I was like, oh.
Yeah, because we find out in the last episode, before the one we watched tonight, that Aria's dad, that Meredith had come back into the picture,
Right.
and Meredith, was the woman that Aria's dad had an affair with, back in the day.
And they're now back together and, dating. And so this makes Aria kind of crazy over the fact that, her mom's a teacher and only sees high school students and like doesn't have a real personal life or seeing anyone, like dating anyone outside of school. So she goes on a dating website and creates her a profile. And I just love the fact that she was like, she's athletic and she's this and she's that. And
A gourmet chef.
A gourmet chef. And everyone lies on these things. At least that's what they say in Cosmo. And I was like, that's hilarious and so good. I was just like, this is such a funny storyline. And so she does end up making this profile with the help of Hanna and Hannah's mother. And I think she used the screen name Hot Mama, which, I mean, wow.
Well, it was Hannah's idea to use Hot Mama.
Yeah.
And I like that she said, I want to find my mom a man, not a frat boy.
With that screen name, good luck to you.
I know. She wanted to use, Rosewood Girl or something.
Yeah, I was like, well, Rosewood, it sounds pretty. Like, it wasn't, I mean, it's not the most original thing ever, but Rosewood Girl may be a little cuter than Hot Mama.
But they went with Hot Mama.
They did. And then, so she makes this profile, and Hannah's mom, I guess inadvertently, kind of says, like, oh, how are you liking the dating site to Aria's mother? And they end up kind of bonding over the fact that they're now two women without men, and how do you, do all these things like by yourself and get used to being, I guess, single again.
And I love that the coffee shop serves wine.
I know.
Where's that coffee shop? I want to go to that coffee shop.
I know. I was like, just bring your laptop. Have some wine. It's good.
You can have coffee, or you can really have a glass of wine if you need it.
Yeah.
Amazing. I want that coffee shop.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was really nice that you kind of see, because we hardly ever see the adult characters in the show really kind of bond with each other. It's mostly about the girls. So it was nice to kind of see that they were being friendly and kind of helping each other out. And, she kind of talked Aria's mom into giving it a chance, and just kind of seeing how it goes and just having fun with it and not really needing to be, serious or dedicated to
Exactly.
Finding a new man. Just kind of have fun.
Yeah, have fun. See who, wants to send you a little message on the dating site. It's cute and fun.
Yeah. And, when she goes back, because, we find out, obviously Aria's mom moved out. So they're, staying with their dad in the house, and, Aria's mom has an apartment. So she comes over to the house to pick up some stuff and, goes into Aria's room and is like, hey, can we talk? And, tells her, I found out about this online dating profile. And, Aria gets a little embarrassed, and, and they kind of talk it out that at first she was a little upset about it, but she realizes that she just wants, to help her out.
Yeah, and they don't end up deleting the profile. So Aria's mom's still out there.
Yep, she's, single and ready to mingle.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, and then it was kind of a nice break from that more serious, intense storyline. I thought that was a nice balance in the show for sure.
I did too, because it's like every time you turn around, like somebody is like trying to hurt somebody or murder somebody, or there's body parts and teeth and all kinds of things. So that was a nice little light storyline for the show.
But I did miss seeing Ezra tonight.
I know, we didn't see him at all tonight.
No Ian Harding.
No, but he was he was really prominent in the last episode.
True. So
And,
I'm sure he'll be back around, and we'll see definitely more of that fan favorite relationship there.
Oh, absolutely. I really like that too.
Yeah.
And speaking of relationships, we get into Caleb and Hanna, which, turns out to be kind of dramatic tonight. We can tell that he's already getting kind of frustrated with this whole Mona situation. He doesn't understand why Hanna feels the need to go and visit her after everything that she's done. And he just really doesn't get it, wants her to stay away from him, stay away from that place. And, he just wants communication, which Hanna just is not doing.
And so understandable at this point. Like, he's seen her go through so much over the course of, the show. And he just wants her to be open with him about what's going on. And she, And even, I believe, Aria says to her, like, you should tell him. It's fine. Like, he's going to understand. Like, I would tell Ezra, like, you need to, be more open with him. And for some reason, she's so just reclusive and kind of doesn't want to share all these secrets. And I think at first she was obviously afraid for his safety. But now I think it might be more of her own personal, just like, if he knows everything about me, like, he's going to think I'm too crazy. And
that he might not want to deal with all of it because it's a lot, constantly looking over your shoulder and worrying about, because we find out that, A, or this group of people that, make up A, are really kind of everywhere. They know all, see all. It's like, do these people have phone taps? Like, what's going on? They know everything. And, that's a lot to deal with, especially, fearing for your own safety, but then everyone else around you. So I can see how she would want to kind of, just trust me, just, let me have this one thing. And you just, but then he says, I feel like I'm only in half your life and I really can't deal with that.
Yeah, and I thought that was one of the most interesting lines of the episode because it's so true if you think about the course of their relationship. He really is only in this portion, and he continually is a guy who wants to be there and wants to, be in her world, and she doesn't really let him in. She goes to the girls with her problems. She never really turns to him particularly. And so it's sad, though, because for her it ends in a way that tonight's episode where they're no longer together, he ends it and he just says, like, I can't be with you anymore. And that was hard to watch.
But also, and kind of like in her defense of that, in the last episode, she did kind of open up to him a little bit about it. She said, I still see the Mona in there that I used to know, not the one that tried to run me over, not the one that did all of these things, not the A Mona, and he just doesn't want to hear it. So it's really hard. And she even says, you've already made up your minds about her. I can't talk to you about this.
That's so true, but I think it's also that you're just seeing him being that super protective boyfriend. Oh, right,
yeah.
I mean, because I feel like that he just wants her to be safe, and that's his number one thing, and so understandable that that's...
Oh, no, absolutely, but at the same time, he's not even listening. So it's like, whether you agree with what your significant other is doing or not, it's kind of hard to have have that open communication
100%.
If you're just going to be like, no, you're wrong, stop it. I don't even want to go there, which is, I don't think he necessarily means anything bad by it, but you're right. He does want to protect her, but also to the point where he doesn't want to hear her out either. So then that's kind of rough because he doesn't really get, and it's not his fault. He doesn't know like the pressure that she's under because she can't really communicate with him.
Yeah. I mean, it just kind of, it feels like he doesn't really care about the whole situation. He just wants to keep her safe.
Right.
But she can't tell him the whole situation. But maybe if he understood everything, it would all kind of work out better for them. And
so it's definitely being stuck between a rock and a hard place because she really wants to. And then at this point, before they get into their last fight, she is ready to tell him. She tells Aria, my mom is out. I'm going to tell him everything tonight. I'm ready to do this. And then, as she's having this conversation, she gets a text. And it's A, and it shows a picture of a car wreck.
And it is his mother in this car wreck. And so she kind of becomes even more apprehensive to, admit everything to him. And he says, oh, someone was trying to, like, run my mother off the road, and that's how this accident happened. And, I mean, of course, with everything going on with A, you would become more and more nervous.
So then she's absolutely not going to tell him anything and just kind of wants to blow it off. And that, is what ultimately makes him decide that he just can't take it and, ends their relationship.
And I was really sad to see that.
I know.
They're so cute.
They are very cute. And he's, he's such a nice guy. I mean, he tries, but, you can't always be the big macho man. Sometimes you got to...
Yeah,
step back a little. And I know that
partner,
it's hard, especially when your girlfriend's getting run over.
Yeah, I mean, they take it to new dramatic heights.
And, when Lucas is trying to set her on fire and, it's not really easy to just kind of sit back and, listen to the whole, trust me, I know what I'm doing kind of thing.
Exactly.
When, your life is in danger at every turn.
He wants to step in. And also now, I mean, his family, she doesn't realize this yet, but his family is, it's becoming a real danger to him. So it's going to be interesting to see, does he go back to Hanna for support or does he try to manage all of this on his own and kind of how it all
Yeah.
plays out.
If he, or how long she can kind of, stay away. Because, we see, she's obviously really upset by this. She didn't want things to be this way. Mm-hmm. But, she'd rather keep him safe than risk, him or his family being hurt. And it was kind of like the same thing that happened with Spencer and Toby. Mm-hmm. That whole thing that, A started, he got hurt. And, she really had to push him away and do all of that. So we kind of see that, kind of replaying itself in this instance.
Yeah.
So, we'll see if she gets to come clean and they, kind of work things out. But let's take a break and then we'll come back and we'll talk a little bit about some news and gossip and get into predictions.
Yay.
Hey there, good buddies. The handle's Woolly Bear. I'm a truck driving man, but I'm not that old school kind of truck driving man, no. I like to listen to podcasts while I'm driving through these great United States of ours. And my favorite podcasts in the world are from AfterBuzz TV. And why? Because AfterBuzz TV is like a post-game wrap-up show for all your favorite TV shows. Like Jersey Shore, Dancing with the Stars, Mad Men, and a whole truckload more. I like listening to my Gossip Girl podcast, catching up with all my fellow fans and getting all the latest news and gossip. I got some strong opinions. And AfterBuzz TV lets me share those opinions with thousands of other listeners. Woo-wee, what a feeling. I used to doze off on those lonely stretches of road. And don't worry, I got the cruise control. But now I'm wide awake and listening to all the AfterBuzz TV goodness. Check them out. Give them a holler. And tell them the old Woolly Bear sent you.
The old Woolly Bear. I love it.
Love, love, love.
So you have a little bit of news and gossip for us, right?
I do.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so all you Pretty Little Liars fans probably know that Lucy Hale just signed a record deal, so you'll be hearing some music from her. Yay! Woohoo! So our friends at Bing have also been running ads with her, kind of talking about her musical inspiration and things like that. And so it's been really fun to get a taste of it, and I'm super excited for her record. But she talked to MTV this week and mentioned that she will be working with Sugarland on the new record. So she's going to fly to Atlanta on a week off from Pretty Little Liars and start working with them. And she's also working with some of the producers that worked with Adele on, obviously, her massive hit record. So I think it'll be a great album.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, definitely. And so it sounds like she's getting to work quickly on it, too. So
nice.
Wasting no time.
I wonder if she'll bring the actress that plays Mona in for some backup. We heard Mona singing a little bit tonight.
I know.
She has a pretty good voice, too.
I know a number of the people in Pretty Little Liars are also have a little moonlight career doing that.
Love that.
Maybe we'll get a duet, a Pretty Little Liars duet. How awesome would that be?
We'll do that. So, all right, well, let's get right into some predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Okay, so at the end of this episode, we flash to A at the airport in Montecito, logging onto a computer and logging in to Mona's medical profile at the psychiatric ward where she is. And it's an administrative, person that's, allowing her to now have visitors again. My prediction is that person is that psychologist whose name I cannot remember right now.
The female psychologist.
Yes. The female psychologist. It was just randomly at the crash site, at the end of last season, just popped up. I swear she's the ringleader. She has to be.
You're just like, it is it.
It's so her. It is so her.
It's your own theory. Pretty Little Liars theory going down. I don't know. See, I got a little stumped at the end of this episode. To be honest, I need my Twitter followers to help me. But I'm thinking, I don't know. Wren, I think it's Wren, the guy who's been kind of with Hanna, and he seems like a giant question mark to me.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
He's like, I extended the visiting hours for you. I did this, I did that. And I'm wondering how much power he has, and could he be doing some medical records switching around?
He could.
I don't know. I mean, I know the airport is a question mark, but...
Yeah, it's obviously somebody that, has hacked into the records or done something.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm hoping that Caleb and Hanna can kind of work things out.
Me too. That's what I really want to see, and I want to see more Aria and Ezra next week. And the girls up to their crazy. I'm sure we'll get more of it. So.
I know. So I can't wait to see what happens next week. So please tune in next week. There's an all new episode of Pretty Little Liars coming back on the 10th, and we will be right here to break it down for you. And you can always follow us on Twitter at AfterBuzz TV, and you can follow me at Kellie with an IE079.
And at Stephanie Wenger on Twitter, keeping it simple for you.
Yes, and don't forget to go to iTunes, download our podcast, and rate and comment. And you can also download the new podcast app for free to organize all your favorite shows. See you guys next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.